up in the morning feeling tired of this rape culture crap. In fall of 2011, I was in high school, and like most high schools, we had a spirit week, and one of those days was Celebrity Day. And who did 17-year-old Sarah decide to dress up as? Kesha. I had a great time that day. It was really fun. 2011, high schooler Sarah thought that Kesha was really cool, that she was super confident. I wanted to be more like that. 2016, sort of kind of adult me also thinks that Kesha is very cool. But over the last few weeks, I've been wondering about what Kesha must have been going through when I dressed up as her. Because while we were celebrating Black History Month, Kesha was in court. Not because she did anything wrong, but because she's trying to get out of a 6-album contract with Sony. Why? Well, because she says that her record producer, Dr. Luke, has been abusing her for a super long time. She says that he's been physically abusive towards her, that he's drugged her and raped her while she was unconscious, and that she was driven to rehab for an eating disorder because of his emotional abuse against her. Kesha hasn't produced any music since Timber in 2013, which was produced by Dr. Luke. And the reason for that is that she doesn't feel safe being around him. And he also makes money off of her music. Wouldn't that make you uncomfortable? Like the guy who raped you after your 18th birthday gets to make money off of a creative venture that you personally enjoy? How sick is that? In 2014, she filed a civil lawsuit to get out of her contract. Just a few weeks ago, Kesha was denied that because the judge ruled that there was no evidence that Kesha was going to face any irreparable harm if she stayed in her contract. Let's go to a bit of footage. You're asking the court to decimate a contract that was heavily negotiated and typical of the industry. My instinct is to do the commercially reasonable thing. I have no morals. It's really frustrating when a male judge shows the kind of lack of compassion and empathy for female abuse survivors that Kornreich did in this case, but it's even more distressing that it was a female judge. I'm not saying it's entirely rational or fair of me to be extra angry, but I am. It just makes me so mad. Like, you had an opportunity to help another woman get justice, and you didn't. For God's sakes, it's not going to cause Kesha any irreparable harm to work underneath a man who abused her? That's absolute crap! What kind of logic are you using to get to that conclusion? You clearly care more about money and the dollar sign value that you can assign to women than you do about the well-being of another person. I fully believe that it makes you a bad person. So Sony has said that while Kesha can't leave the contract with them, she doesn't actually have to work with Dr. Luke, but Kesha's lawyer has said that both he and Kesha don't really feel that Sony is being genuine. Sony also hasn't stated whether or not the music that she would make, not working with Dr. Luke, would still go to him and his record label, Kemosabe Records, which probably means that it still will. So there's clearly a lot of stuff going on with this case, especially with it being so public, and that's what this video is about. I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the things that have come up. I'm really happy about the amount of public support that Kesha has gotten from so many celebrities, including actual human trash, Igloo Australia, who for once in her life did not say something completely racist and awful. Just the outpouring of love from so many celebrities who have such a huge role in our cultural psyche was really beautiful to me, and honestly, it makes me really emotional just thinking about it. From what I could find, Taylor Swift hasn't actually said anything vocally, but she did give Kesha and her mother $250,000. The media really seems to be playing up the Demi Lovato versus Taylor Swift angle, because Demi Lovato had these Instagram posts where she talks about how, like, oh, well, real activism is being on the ground. Go to Capitol Hill, then I'll be impressed. Not everyone can be on the ground when it comes to activism and feminism and showing your support for women. At the end of the day, it does not matter why Taylor Swift gave that money to Kesha. It doesn't matter if she just did it for her image and for marketing and for PR. It does not matter if she did it because she is a nice person and she supports Kesha. All that matters is that Kesha now has that money. And Kesha is unemployed right now because she's not allowed to record music outside of her contract. So she can't make a living right now doing what she loves. So that money is going to help. People are using this opportunity to remind everyone that Kesha's not some dumb party girl. She has an SAT score of 1500, and for a little bit of context, in 2004, when Kesha would have taken the SAT, the highest possible score that you could get was a 1600. I like the fact that people are bringing this up in the context of like, look how smart Kesha is, and the media portrays her to be this vapid, partying girl who doesn't care about anything. That is good. That I like. What I'm not okay with is people bringing that up and being like, she's so smart and intelligent, she didn't deserve this. And that kind of implies that someone who is not intelligent or smart does deserve it. Like, no. I'm trying literally not to bite my tongue when I say this. Even if Igloo Australia was assaulted and raped by someone, I would not want her to be forced to continue to stay in that contract with them, because that's really awful. So while I would definitely feel differently if it was someone that I didn't care for, I would still believe that they do not deserve to be violated. Just like if Kesha was not as kind and compassionate and invested in LGBT rights and healthy sex education and all of these other wonderful things that make her an amazing person, she would still not deserve what she got. I hate Wendy Williams with a burning passion. Has she ever actually felt anything but aloofness and superiority to another living creature? Wendy Williams just had to put her opinion in everyone's face. Nobody asked you, Wendy. I'm not gonna play the clip of what she said on her show because it's just so awful. But she basically said that Kesha's no spring chicken, so she's a seasoned woman in the entertainment industry, and that this sort of thing is like super typical, and that she should have recorded what was going on, and that she's stupid for not doing it. What? Oh, wait, you're about to rape me? Let me just get my camera. What? Not only does Wendy Williams' comments like not really make sense in this specific case, but also if she didn't feel safe enough to come forward and talk about what was going on until 10 years had passed, what makes you think that she felt safe enough to record what was happening? The other really problematic thing about what Wendy Williams said, besides just everything in her entire life, it assumes that there is a surefire way to get your rapist prosecuted, and there is not. You can go through every channel. You can check every box. You can do the rape kit. You can go immediately and report what's going on. It does not ensure anything. A lot of women who report being sexually assaulted say that they regret it just because of the treatment that they faced from the community and the fact that they were cataloged as evidence, basically. Their bodies were turned into evidence, and nothing came of it because nobody cared. And it's really sad, but it's the truth. It happens all the time. Even people who fill out rape kits and do all of the things that they're supposed to do don't get justice. So for Wendy Williams to say that like, Kesha just should have done it the right way, there's not a right way, you idiot. God, it makes me so angry. Like, can someone just cancel Wendy Williams' life? There's this really amazing article that Danielle Couple wrote about what it feels like being a sexual assault survivor and seeing this case, and I'm gonna link that in the description. There are some really, really powerful things that she says, and she talks about how she went through all of the channels, and surprise, surprise, nothing happened. So awful and so sad. But you should really go read that. I think it's a very important voice in this conversation. Finally, the corruption of the music industry, as well as our justice system. Honestly, I looked for other cases of people who tried to get out of their contracts. It's very, very difficult to get out of a music contract, even in cases where there are legitimate reasons, honestly. And the fact that our court systems value these business ventures more than the well-being of people in general is very distressing. Laura Wilson tweeted this quote, "America's music industry makes Hollywood look like a charity. There need to be things about this in contracts. We need to listen to women more." I think it's like less than 10, it might even be less than 5% of reported assaults and rape cases turn out to be false accusations. And I really don't understand the reasoning at all of why anyone would think that a woman especially would report sexual assault because of money or because of attention or whatever, because like, are we not watching the same thing? Are we not watching women repeatedly be ostracized by their communities and picked apart by the public to see how valid their story is and how worthy of justice that person is? Kesha wasn't even trying to get anyone arrested or prosecuted. She just wanted to work away from this guy. So disgusting. Kesha is a wonderful person, willing to stand up for what she believes in. And one of the reasons that she felt inspired to report this was because she hoped that it would show people that you can report this and you can get justice. And the fact that she didn't. I'm just thinking about all of the young people that look up to Kesha who are going to see this and realize that if Kesha couldn't get justice, what hope do they have? And that's... something needs to change. Alright, it's time to wrap up this really emotional video. Like this video if you were incensed with rage. Please leave a comment below with whatever you are thinking about for this video. Just let me know. I like reading your comments. Please subscribe to the channel because Paige and I really love making these videos, and we really love having a community on YouTube. God, I'm so sad I can't think of anything else right now. I will see you guys next week, and it will be a little bit more happy and upbeat. Still social justice-y, but not as sad. Farewell.